Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about The Weeknd. Let's get right into it. The Weeknd over the years has become one of the biggest pop stars in the world, selling millions of records, solidifying his legend status in the music industry. He has had one of the most successful music careers in recent years. But behind all that success lied a dark story about a young artist who traded his soul to have the world. The Weeknd became the megastar he is today at the price of his soul, a story The Weeknd told himself through his music videos. My day one supporters should know that over 2 years ago now, I made this video about The Weeknd, a story of a lost soul, where I showed that some of his music videos seem to connect to each other to tell a dark twisted story of The Weeknd's rise to fame. Still to this day, I believe this is one of the most in-your-face confessions of selling their souls by an artist. I would not retell the whole story in this video, as you can just watch the original video, but since I know this video is over 2 years old and it connects directly to what we're going to be talking about today, I will summarize the 3 music videos in which The Weeknd depicts the story of him selling his soul. One pattern that I noticed and I believe is very important with this story is the number 3 symbolism with The Weeknd. See, the Masons use the 3 symbolism to represent the Masonic rebirth, as in the Master Mason rituals, the number 3 plays an important role. The number 3 is used throughout many Masonic rituals. For example, you must first go through 3 degrees of initiation to become a Master Mason. The entered apprentice, which is the first degree, requires the candidate to knock on the lodge's door 3 times. Then in the Master Mason initiation, they reenact the Masonic legend of Hiram Abiff, who was attacked by 3 ruffians and taken out. This 3 symbolism ties back to the story of Jesus Christ being resurrected on the 3rd day. I broke this all down in my recent video on the former Mason exposing the craft. It's clear that the number 3 represents the Masonic rebirth, and The Weeknd dropped 3 projects, which he called the trilogy, before his superstardom. He also dropped 3 videos that shows The Weeknd selling his soul, going through his Masonic death and rebirth, becoming that star. All of this points back to the Masonic rebirth, and it's important to note that The Weeknd, since the beginning of his career, has had this dark, gloomy persona, presenting himself as this mysterious loner who embraces darkness. In his very first music video for his song Wicked Games, which the title is revealing on its own, showed The Weeknd being consumed by this shadowy horned figure that swallows him whole. The Weeknd is seen with an emotionless face while he proceeds to sing to the devil, "Just Let Me Love You." The horned shadow then consumes The Weeknd. In the video, you can see the cold look in The Weeknd's eyes while he stands there and just stares. This was The Weeknd when he was at the cusp of fame, right before he was about to inherit all the world had to offer. In this song, The Weeknd could be heard singing about dancing with the devil. Even though this was an early representation of what was soon to come, The Weeknd made it clear in this trilogy of videos, Can't Feel My Face, Tell a Friend, and The Hills, that he sold his soul for fame. These 3 videos connect perfectly and explain how The Weeknd came to life and became a star. It all starts with the music video for Can't Feel My Face. This has to be The Weeknd's first crossover hit, a song that wasn't a dark R&B song like his usual songs, but more a pop hit that would introduce him to the world. In this music video, we saw The Weeknd on stage performing to an unamused crowd. Out of nowhere, we saw a paled old man take a seat and immediately begin to stare at The Weeknd. As the man is staring at The Weeknd, a light begins to shine on The Weeknd. Then the mysterious man stands up and throws a lit lighter at him. An able lights up in flames. Out of nowhere, he now has the crowd's full attention and they all seem to love him. This entire scene was meant to represent the moment The Weeknd chose to sell his soul. Notice how the video starts with The Weeknd as a struggling artist who, even though was really talented, could not get the attention of the audience. It wasn't until this mysterious pale white man approached The Weeknd and threw a lighter on him that the audience loved him. This pale white man represents Lucifer, and throwing the lighter at The Weeknd was the passing of enlightenment. He made The Weeknd a star, an idol, a false god, to be worshipped by the audience. This was the devil showing The Weeknd how with him on his side, he can make him a star. The next video is Tell Your Friends. This video directly continues where the last one ended, and The Weeknd meets Lucifer at the crossroads after the show to seal the deal. See, the crossroads are known to represent a deal with the devil. The legend of Robert Johnson was that he met the devil on the crossroads and made a deal for his soul to have the world. Very similar to what The Weeknd is showing in this video. In this scene, we see The Weeknd perform the rebirth ritual, showing his death and rebirth. We can see him burying himself, showing that his old self is gone and he is now reborn. The last video in the trilogy is The Hills. This video is the most important out of all three, as it shows The Weeknd trying to escape the hills in his life, but cannot as he crashes his car and gets into an accident, being forced to return to Lucifer by the end of the video, showing exactly who The Weeknd belongs to. Sometime after the trilogy, The Weeknd would drop his music video for his hit song Starboy, which literally showed The Weeknd killing his old self and being reborn. Many media outlets reported The Weeknd's rebirth, as he now had took the Masonic oath. Years after this, The Weeknd once again dropped a string of videos for After Hours that again connected and added to the story told in the first trilogy of videos. I won't talk about them in this video, as I already covered it in the full breakdown on The Weeknd. But in those videos, The Weeknd once again went through a death and rebirth ritual, as in the videos, The Weeknd again meets his death and is then brought back as a puppet. In this video, they made it clear that The Weeknd was no longer in control and that he was just a Masonic puppet. The next album and videos were for his album Dawn FM. Again, the music videos he dropped for Dawn FM all connected and told a strange story. This time, the video told the story of The Weeknd being captured by a cult who is using him for rituals. What's interesting about this is that in the end of the After Hour videos, The Weeknd is shown captured by the elite, being made to perform at an elite ball. The Weeknd is captured by a cult at the end of the Take My Breath music video. In the next video, which is Sacrifice, we see The Weeknd being put on a symbol and being used for a sacrifice ritual. In this video, we see the cult wearing all red with a red covering over their faces. The Weeknd can be seen chained to a mic, which represents his deal with Lucifer, as he is a slave to the music industry. In the last video for Gasoline, we once again see The Weeknd reference the death of his old self, showing himself fighting and eliminating an old age Weeknd. This represents The Weeknd embracing his new self and putting his old self to rest forever. In this video, we see The Weeknd surrounded by people who are transforming back and forth from people to demons. The Weeknd attacks his old self while the demons cheer him on. The symbolism in this video is truly insane. After Dawn FM, The Weeknd went on a tour with the set of his show resembling the imagery shown in the Dawn FM videos. During the performances, The Weeknd can be seen surrounded by the people dressed in all red, with their faces covered like the ones of the cult in the Sacrifice video. We see moon magic imagery in the performance as well, as during the whole performance, there's a giant red moon on the set. All of this refers to the occult, which is obvious The Weeknd is consumed by. The Weeknd is performing a ritual with every performance, and the fans just eat it all up. Now, what caught my attention with this performance was the fact that The Weeknd is still being shown with the cult. Those people dressed in all red are to represent the cult from the Sacrifice video. It all made sense to me when I found out The Weeknd is starring in a brand new HBO series called The Idol out of all names that continues this very story. The show takes place in a twisted world of Hollywood. The story is about a pop star played by Johnny Depp's daughter, Lily Rose Depp, meeting and falling for the character The Weeknd plays. It is being reported that The Weeknd's character is supposed to be a cult leader who takes control over Lily Depp's character. I don't think this is a coincidence at all. The Weeknd drops music showing himself a part of some Hollywood cult, and then he goes on to play a cult leader in a new show. I have not seen this show yet, as during the writing of this video, it hasn't come out yet, but I do think I should cover it when it drops. If you want to see that, comment The Idol below. What's interesting is that The Weeknd is credited as an executive producer and a co-writer of the show. This means The Weeknd had a direct say in what the show is about and what character he got to play. A show that the media outlets were reporting to be too shocking, so much so that it was allegedly even halted for a moment. The show is also made by the same creators of Euphoria, which I believe is just more Masonic programming for the masses. I am interested to see what would be revealed with this show. One thing I noticed is that The Weeknd is clearly showing that he has been reborn. When The Weeknd first came out, his music and image were the opposite of what they are today. Strangely, The Weeknd predicted all of this in one of his older songs from his original trilogy called Rolling Stone. In the song Rolling Stone, The Weeknd was singing about the change that was coming. He sang that he knew things would be different. He knew the devil would eventually consume him, something that happened just like he predicted. The Weeknd is obviously an occultist who has shown many spiritual deaths and rebirths throughout his career. One thing is for certain, he belongs to Lucifer, as he gave him his soul all those years ago. It's obvious The Weeknd chose his side and is now paying the ultimate price for it. He has been showing signs that he took the oath since the beginning of his career. A while back, The Weeknd was caught flashing the name Satan on a screen during his performance. He had all of his fans cheering for Satan, the deity he gave his soul to. He is being used to glorify Satan, and sadly, he would guide so many souls to a burning end. The Weeknd is one of the most open and shut cases of a lost soul. An artist who wanted the world and was willing to pay the ultimate price to have it. All of The Weeknd's music glorifies sin, and throughout his videos, we see The Weeknd referring to his pact with Satan. We must not let these artists guide us in the wrong direction away from God. Like I always say, we must remember that every day we wake up, our souls are at stake. And we also must remember to help those who can't see the truth find the truth. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just want to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you'd like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement, or you can join me on Patreon where I drop exclusive videos monthly. The link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by checking out the Truth Fish store and seeing if you find anything you like. Every purchase you make goes directly to helping the channel and furthering Truth Records. Also, please leave a comment on your thoughts below and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified when I drop new videos. If you like this video, please leave a like as it helps other people find these videos. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram and follow me there for more truth. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.